Hello, everyone. Irene Krause, finally back with you with Surviving the Aftermath and what will be a getting started video for those of you new to the game, as well as an update for those of you who are interested, because we're all the way up now to the gold update. And the changes since I last was able to do a video, well, they've just been profound. So it's going to be as if it's a brand new game, almost. Uh, and I will be doing about an hour long recording here to introduce you to the start of the game and so forth and talk about those. And then I will probably continue this playthrough on my Twitter account, but I'll get into that in just a minute. Let's start a new game. We're going to skip the tutorial messages because I have been playing this game now for, oh, since much, much earlier in its early release stage. What I'm going to do here is do what I would call a mid-level sort of playthrough so far as difficulty. It's for those of you that are brand new to the game, especially this type of game, I would strongly recommend you go with the easier difficulty settings. But anyone that's somewhat familiar with this sort of game could probably go at this level, which is why that's where I'm recording this one. And that is meant to be an intro to those of you that, like I said, that are unfamiliar with the game and might be interested. We're going to go with the world is desolate and unforgiving. Again, these settings with it so far as temperature and humidity and fertile soil are now having a much greater impact. Eventually, yes, if that is if I can manage to do it, I'll get to be doing one of the more difficult ones, but for now, let's stick with this. Now, catastrophes, we're again going to stick to the mid road here with common catastrophes and a 35% level contamination level. Now, resources, we'll start with average ones. Now, ideology. Now, I know that I've had some people actually ask me about what this means. It's not so much in connection with the difficulty level. Well, it does somewhat, but not as much. This is more about what sort of options you're going to be unlocking within your tech tree as you start spending your science points in that. Um, I'm going to stick with the hardy survivalist because I think that's the one that does provide the most options for survival to increase your survivability. But if those of you that have gotten the game and start wanting to look again for ways to explore different eyes, by all means, look at these. For example, this one is actually very interesting in so far as what you can do with things, but it's very mixed bag, so it's quite interesting. We're going to go with the the survivalist, though. Excuse me. And gatekeeper, we're going to go again with the medium level. Now, again, with all the changes involved, at this point we can only choose 2 specialists, and we won't even get them right away. You'll see that as we get into the game. I'm going to choose 2 fighters, and that's what I strongly recommend you choose. You need to keep it at a minimum 1 within your colony at all times, because you're going to have, well, you'll have bandits and so forth showing up at your gate to cause trouble there. Or let's go with this one. I think that one, well, this one's pretty too. Let's go with that one. And you'll also have critters of various sorts, from bugs to wild boars, things of that nature that are going to be showing up in your colony, attacking both your buildings as well as your colonists. So you need to have fighters available for you to help combat those. Now, I often call my colony Karlshaven. And let's, as far as our motto, well, that's a good one. I'm not quite so picky as about the motto. And as I said, I'm going to continue this playthrough on Twitch, mainly because this game does have a wonderful voting system for viewers that are watching me do my playthrough when I'm doing it live, that is. They are actually able to vote on, for example, what sort of disaster that might be coming or other options and things as they come up. So I think that's an added element to the game. And I like to take advantage of that to interact with my viewers. Okay. Now here is the first change. One of the first changes you may notice is that we don't have any of our specialists here at all. We have this, I'm not sure what you want to call these. There are, we'll get more of these as we get further into the game, but there are, I don't know, I don't know what you want to call it. They have a huge backpack on their back, and they come in here, and they're going to be here with us as we start our explorations. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that our colony is broken down. There's a bunch of green areas, and then there are some that are quite arid looking. These areas that are arid would not be a good place for us to put anything like water wells or any sort of water collection like that, or obviously to grow plants or anything like that. But those are actually great places for us to site our buildings and so forth, because then we're preserving our fertile soil. This greenest part down here is probably the most lush, and this other for our other things where we may want to be doing anything from having pastures for animals to growing our crops and things like that. Now, the other change you're going to notice is we have a very small area open to us right now. This is what we have to do with our starting area. They have changed how the exploration of even the colony has changed, and I'll explain more of that as we go on. Right now, this is all that we have available to us, and the only areas that we can build and use is these areas that you see right now, which, as you can see, is quite limited. In fact, I do not see all of our water areas are in the unexplored areas. So I can't even put in something like a water collector or a fishing pier or anything like that at this point. So that's not going to be any fun. Now what I'm going to do, let's see. Oh, that's a concrete ruin. I'm trying to see if there's enough room in here. See, these things here, other than the metal thing, I can actually get rid of eventually. But there is that pollution thing right there, which I don't like. So I think I'm going to have to put, I suppose I could put it over in this area. My campsite, which is the first thing I need to build. I'm going to put it over in here. I'm not going to be growing any crops for a while, so I'm not that concerned about that aspect of things at this point. But I do want to keep some open areas. This is all nice and green here. So, see, there's another metal pit there, a metal one there, and some plastic, another metal one there. Let's see. I don't want to put anything too close because I generally put all of my housing and so forth and my other buildings fairly close to the campsite. So I don't want it to be too close to my gate either, because of course when the raiders come in, they'll try to attack things, and if they're too close to the campsite, they're going to be running in there and grabbing things and making off with them, and I don't like that either. But I'm not seeing anything really desirable here. I think this is about the best I can do, right? I know that's awfully close to that pollution, but I'll just have to deal with it. Let's put it over there, right there. Let's speed up so they move a little bit faster. And they will build our campsite for us quite quickly. And then we will invite our colonists so that we can move on to the next stage of things. Now, this will, as you can see, this is actually how the scouting mechanism for our colony area now operates. They will scout out a little bit from the campsite itself, but that's not going to go very fast or actually very far. Once we get our gate built, we're going to be able to erect things called scouting towers, and eventually those can be upgraded to guard posts so that we can appoint colonists to stay in there, and they will be doing the bulk of our scouting and everything for us so as to unlock more of our colonist area. But right now, that's what we have. So now, the other thing that's changed is we get, well, I guess you could say, we can build some items, for example, in this case, one stockpile, which we get for free. And I'm going to put that not real close, but then not that far. I like to use this sort of as a buffer. We're going to put that there. These use no resources. In other words, no wooden planks or concrete blocks or anything like that as it would ordinarily. But we're going to, so we sort of get it for free, and it will get built, if you will, very quickly. Now, amongst that is your water collector. But as I don't, I'll take it up here and show you, as I have no water areas unlocked, see, I can't build it because these are unexplored at this point. So it doesn't do me any good being able to build one right now if there's no water resource where I can actually put it. So I'm not going to be able to build that. What I'm going to have to rely on instead are some regular old water wells. And I'm going to have to put, this is going to be built next. I can't put that too close to where the gate area is. Actually, that one I think is too close. Let me cancel. There. Because things that go in too close to the gate, you can never seem to select them again. So once the gate gets built. So it's difficult even at this stage of things. I'm going to put a water well there. And how far can I get? I think right in there is another good location. I look for those really green areas insofar as the fertility and everything. Okay, so there we've got at least some water going in. So let's get to going with, well, we did get this built. This is for food. Let's see, can we pick up any more? There's another berry pile right there that we can grab. I think that's gonna do it for now. And let's get our stockpile going with as much as we can pick up there. There we go. Now the next thing I want to do immediately, because I've run into this issue, is I want to make sure that they're not going to try to stuff, like for example, I want all of these items to go into my stockpile. I'll let them bring firewood in, but that's the only thing insofar as that. All medicines, this, no, no, no food items. I'm going to leave the clothing and the tools there for now. Once I get my warehouse built, whoops, I lost it. Then I will take those out of there as well. Obviously, no guns, not that we have any at this time. No fuel, no oil, none of this, the electronic components or machinery and things. That way, my campsite will not become overfilled too quickly, and things will progress. Now, they're going to go after this food here pretty quickly, so I'm going to set my 2 specialists. I'm going to get that collected, and where is there a, well, there's a concrete ruin. Let's get those 2 picked up so that they will take that and put that over into my stockpile, but that way I should have plenty of resources available for building things. Now here comes my first water well, which should get me up to the 0 point for my water. And the second one should get me to a surplus. Let's see, where's the second one? Right there. I want that built next. There we go. They're building that for me. Okay, so now we have the water situation addressed. We're starting to work on the food and water. We're going to put in our first medical tent. And I want that to go, I'd like it to go right. Yeah, that's too close to the pollution. I'm going to have to put that right there. Okay, looks like they got that. Wooden planks picked up. They don't look like they're gathering anymore. Let's get that cleared out. Now then, what we're going to need to build next is, of course, another method. I can't build the fishing pier because I don't have any water available to me. So I'm going to build, I think I'll put that over in here. And I'm going to build a second food storage right in there. There, now I have my... So if anyone is injured, they have a way of getting healed. And we're going to get our trapper up and running, along with yet another food storage. So if this one is damaged, will have another place where they can put food. It's never a good idea to put all your eggs in one basket, as they say. Okay, so here comes these two items. And those berries were depleted from there. So we should have a fairly, yeah, plenty of berries. And let's see, is this a, yeah, that's a pretty good area right there. 100% efficiency. So let's put that in there. So they should find us a lot of venison from that area. Now, okay, so we have they're working on food for us, a protein source. And this one, let's see, do we have any other? Well, there's a couple more berry sources there. So we have water and we have food. Let's get to work on shelters. Now, the first thing with the shelters is we need to put a burner in. A burner is what will be used to heat our buildings and everything during the cold winter months. And I'm going to put this right in there. And then we're going to start placing tents. Now, as you can see, I'm going to get 2 of them without using any resources. But I will need more than that. Let's see. Each one of these will hold 3 people. So I'm going to need at a minimum 4. So we're going to hold our shift key. 1 there. 1 there. And let's spin it around. There's a berry bush there. There. And we got 2 finished immediately almost, and we're going to get the other 2 built quite quickly. And that should get everybody into shelter, which means at this point that they're basically just going to be out of the rain. That's just basic, like tarps or canvas. It's not that good shelter, but it is what we have. But this is going to use up quite a bit of our metal resource. So I think the first one we need to, because I need to get them started on generating firewood for us, because we're going to need that, but you'll notice we don't have enough available to us yet. So I'm going to actually put my logging camp down here in this arid region. Let's see how I put it there. And then I'm going to put in another stockpile over in this area. I don't want to cut any of the trees that are in here because that's in use by my trapper. But I want a stockpile close to this so they have some place to dump their firewood and things that they're cutting. And next I need to put in my scrapper. And we've got 1 pile of metal there. and all of this over here. So I think what I'll do is I'll put my scrapper up in there. And I am going to give them their own stockpile, which I will put right there. I know this may seem like a lot of stockpiles, but remember, this is just my beginning area. Eventually, they're going to go out from here, and they're going to be collecting from a lot of other areas. I don't really see... Well, there's another concrete ruin there. And we're going to get this one done. And yes, it does cost some resources, not much, but some, to actually build our stockpiles now. So we're going to move this one. Make sure we have all of those covered. And I think that pollution area blew up. Yes, it did. So now we have to repair this and repair and repair. Looks like that's all that was damaged. Let me see. Oh, this got damaged a little bit too. So, yeah. Turn that off so it's... I also need to build some outhouses. I don't want them near any water resources or where I'm going to be growing things. So down in here is actually a nice area. But this is unexplored. I could put it right here, though. Let's put a pause on that one. These will cause pollution. So actually, I'm going to cancel that one. There. I don't want it too close to my logging camp. In fact, I think I'm going to move that. So that's closer down in here. So it's a bit further away from where my outhouses are going to be. So I don't have to worry about them polluting my logging camp. And this gives them a place where they could go to, obviously, go to the bathroom and get themselves cleaned up a little bit. It's not the greatest, but it's better than nothing. So eventually, when we start getting tech points and things like that, we'll be able to research other ways for them to clean themselves up and reduce the pollution and so forth, and even get rid of this pollution and things like that. Okay, we have our scrapper built. So I'm going to have them grab this one first. There. Okay, little friend has been lost. Oh, that's up here. We're We're going to search for the cat. That increases happiness, and found a few fish, which is excellent. Because like I said, right now we cannot get to any of these water areas. Now, how far have they gotten with scouting? It says it's up to 58%, but you'll notice they still have not reached either this water area or this one. That's just, it's not going to be feasible for us to reach. And as you notice, they're already running out of deposit areas for our stockpiles. I'm going to bring this back in, put it right over my stockpile area so I know what that red flag is, and just keep going with things. Thankfully, I have this many metal deposits here. I won't run out of metal before I get my scouted area expanded. I have this bit of plastic. I'm trying to see if I have a second. Oh, yes, I do. There's another plastic right there. So I also have 2 areas of plastic open to me. That's excellent. Now that's only gotten to be about 7% contaminated, and that's 3, so those are going to last. I have to decontaminate them every so often, but they're going to last for at least a while. So let's see, and so far as survivability, we have water, we have food, and we have shelter. How are we doing with getting... This is what I want built next. We've almost got enough metal. Now, some of these buildings absolutely must be heated for them to function, which is why they need to be very close to that burner. Others, it's not quite as critical. For example, the logging camp, apparently they are going to build a fire right within it, so it's not quite as critical for it to be heated early on in the game. The same for our hunting lodge. The fishery is much more vulnerable to heat loss. And in fact, one of the things that will become a higher priority for us once we get to where we can start researching things is to get ice fishing researched, because that will make... And we had a baby born. Wonderful. Yes, that's one of the other things they have introduced, is what are called milestones and achievements, which are down in here. These, I believe, influence how well we can do in our trading. Not that, of course, I'm on the world map yet, and I can't do any trading yet, but it will influence the prices that we are able to obtain, not only for our goods, but how much we have to pay for things when doing trading deals. So, like I said, there's been so many changes and things. Okay, here comes our logging camp. Excellent. Now, I believe that is my last, at least until I get the gate built. Oh, I might have to get the plastics recycling going yet as well. Okay, first thing we're going to target is all of this wood that's here right around where my campsite is at so that it's none of that is wasted. Now I believe the gate, yeah, see, I'm going to be one short for my plastics. And I know I've got to do a lot of steel, the metal. Okay. But I do want to take the time. This is another mechanism they've just introduced. I want to reserve at least one carrier always to be assigned to the campsite. This means that one carrier will always be running around doing fetching and carrying and possibly building things for us. I like to have that number to be higher, actually, but of course I don't have enough colonists right now to make that number be higher. So, where is... Oh, it's this. Oh, they've run out of berries there. And I don't see that one's in use. Is there any barriers down in here? No. So I might as well bring that in right now and center it on my food storage building. And it looks like this stockpiles, yes, they don't have anything to collect there with that one. And I don't see anything there for them. So I might as well, again, retract that for right now. The work area. Bring it down here and leave it there. And we have a commotion in the camp. Let's go ahead and build a makeshift ladder. And that will, again, increase our happiness level. If colonists become too unhappy, they can actually start either attacking their fellow colonists or destroying a building even. So keeping your happiness level, whenever you can see an opportunity to increase your happiness level, you should take advantage of it. That one's not quite contaminated enough to clean it, nor is that one. We're getting there. But at least they're doing their job. People are going to the bathroom there, and they are cleaning themselves up a bit, which should help keep everyone to be fairly healthy. I don't see any water sources right in there. I'd really like to get my water collector, because here comes a heat wave, and they're probably going to run out of water. Let's see if we can put in another... That's right close to that pollution in there. How about up in here? I know that's going to use some more of our plastic, but we already know we're going to need to be building the plastics before we can build our gate. So right now, I want them to build up a fairly nice stockpile of metal. So we'll have enough to build, because we need 30 for the gate. And we also need to have a few extras just for if we happen to get a meteor to hit something or some other disaster. Now I know that looks like we got loads of water coming in, Keep in mind, we're going to have a heat wave here very shortly. Oh, rabbit season. Yeah, let's try the trap out. And we got a few, some. Yes, and the rabbits gives us venison. Don't ask me about that. I don't know if they're ever going to change that mechanic of things. Anything, any meat source, protein you get other than fish. Oh, good. Now we could finally decontaminate that one. That one's not quite dirty enough yet. But we have to keep watching that. And I also have to watch. See, this one's picking up a bit of contamination from being just close to this. So I do have to watch that over here as well. I don't know if this one's going to get contaminated or this. I have to watch this medical tent though. But at least I don't have a scarcity of water. Thank goodness for that. And we are getting firewood finally cut so that we should have enough on hand once winter does hit. And I'm almost ready to take my one person off of the metal and put them to get my scrapper built, or whatever, recycler, or the one for the plastics. Get that up and running. Let me double check. How's my trapper? That's still 100% efficiency. Excellent. So I did worry about that, having that big old hunk thing of metal. Now these things, these garbage piles like this, those are actually what will probably be attracting things like rats and bugs and wild animals. So we have to keep an eye on those again as we progress. See if we start to see any of those critters around. That's where our specialists that we are keeping in the colony will be coming in handy. We can, for example, if you see a nest of rats or something, you can go in there and kill them off, which then will become a source of food, whatever it is that they are. And thus we can not only kill them off before they hurt anyone or damage anything, we can get more food from them. See, now there's a mouse right there. So what I'm going to do is bring one of my specialists over to shoot at it. And I'll bet you there's more. So I'm going to bring the other one over. So if there's others in this area, well, they got 2 dead. And someone has been stealing planks. Ah, those naughty children. We're going to leave the fort alone because that will increase happiness. Like I said, it's never... You always have to evaluate those opportunities and choose the one where they're going to increase your happiness. Now there's a wooden plank thing right there. Let's put that over there. Might as well get them collecting that up. I don't see any water source over in here. There is some food. Where did that, might as well pick up that bit of food there. And where's our other one here? Yeah, let's pick up these rats that we just killed here. I know that's not a lot of meat. There's not very much on those rats' carcasses, but it helps. Okay, this one we cleaned. Yeah, it's not bad. What about this one? Yeah, that one needs decontamination. But I think we're... What do you have a yellow... Oh, you're dirty. You're up there working away. And you need to go down and get cleaned up. Coming down to get cleaned up, that's fine. We have any more rats pop up in this area? Not that I see yet. Okay. Someone got infected. Still plenty of metal there. Alright, let's figure out... Oh. And there came a... What did they hit here? Let's see. Looks like they hit our medical tent again. So I need to get my plastics recycling going. Now there's the one that's there and the one that's there. So let's put it... That's a really green, fertile area. That's my trees for my hunter. Let's put it up in here. Right now, they could share the stockpile with my metal. So that's why it's so important to get that medical tent built as quickly as you can. Keep your colonists healthy. You only get a little bit of medicine to start at the beginning. There's our recycler. So I'm going to go ahead and let you work on this one here. And I think I can actually take you off of there for now, so as to keep my 3 carriers available. As soon as I see that they've gotten my 15, an intruder has been spotted. Oh, let's go after that thief. Yes. Got our food back at least. If you just ignore them, that makes your people very unhappy. Decontaminate again. Oh, that one's not so bad. I'm only going to build one of these now. And there's my 15 I need for the gate. Let me do a sweep over here to see if I see any rats or mice. I don't see any right now. Looks like they got that wooden bit of planks picked up. Someone got injured. Okay, let's start getting our gate worked on. I'm also gonna get them started on building some roads. They'll move a bit faster. With having roads available to them. I don't want to put in too many, but I do want to make sure that they can move those resources that are needed around, at least for this gate, very quickly. She wants to go do an inspection in the woods. Something about mushrooms and medicine. And she got infected. Oh well. It never hurts to try some things. Certain things. You don't want to be too experimental or radical. But and that one's okay. What about this one? Not quite dirty enough yet. And that one's still fine. How's this building doing? Not bad at all. I didn't want to put any of my tents too close to this pollution area because they'll definitely pick up the pollution faster than some of these other buildings. And here comes our gate. Wonderful. And here we go. Okay. I'm gonna definitely put another one of my colonists right on the gate. And I should get my first set of survivors just that quickly. And yes, I am bringing them in, which means we're going to now have 3 specialists. And one of them is a scientist. Okay. Now we're going to have to start. Let me get them into the colony there. So we're going to have to start now with our long road of research and what we're going to do. Now I'm going to build immediately a scouting tower right next to my gate here. Put one right in here so that they will help defend my gate. Now, with this lovely batch of new colonists, I'm going to put someone back to work in here so they can get back to work on that metal. We're going to also ask them to build our warehouse. I think we got enough metal done for that. Let's put our... Again, this does not need to be heated. So I could put this sort of... I definitely do not want that anywhere near my gate, because this is where my tools and my clothing... Eventually I'll build possibly a better one also for the medicine and so forth. But definitely I want it away from, as far away from my gate as I can, so as to make sure that it's not a target for bandits and so forth. Now we're going to need at minimum 3 more shelters, which I do like to stick to the tents, but I want them to be within the area that is covered by this burner. Put one there. And one there. Those should be within my area, yes. Now, I think I'm going to have to come out here. I suppose I could come along in here. But then these, I could go ahead and do it. But those are going to become a big thing that the raiders will come in and attack. But I suppose that's better than them attacking some of my other things. So we'll put one there. Okay, there's my next 3 shelters. So that's going to keep them all busy for a while. I'm going to put another person in here. No, I want the building there. Generating more food for us. That's still 100%. Yeah, that's still 100%. Excellent. So I don't need to worry about that. Okay. I know that gives me a fair amount of people. I think I will up this to 2 now. Hopefully I'll be able to keep it at that level. Okay, now my specialists. I'm keeping one in my colony. You are going to go to the world map, as are you. Now you'll notice now we have the option to recruit a specialist. I strongly recommend you wait on doing this because we don't have anything that we can use to pay for that recruitment. It's about 700 silver pieces to recruit one, and or not only some silver but also some other trade goods, which whatever type it is, it comes up, it's a random thing. But as you can see, we have absolutely no silver at this point. So all we would do is if we try to do that, we're going to have to wait through a 4-day cooldown until we could try again. So, excuse me, now I got the hiccups. Hold on a second. I apologize for that. Hopefully that will settle the hiccups down. So I don't recommend you go after trying to recruit another specialist right away. Specialists are much more important than they have been, also insofar as the mechanics of the game, because we now have what we can build are called, we have to build, and we get this where as soon as the gate is built, we have the option for building this. And I would want to build this fairly soon. I won't be staffing it because this is where you're going to actually staff this with a specialist. Once you do staff them there, they convert into well, those whatever we want to call these people that run around with those big backpacks on their back and everything. They actually will go back out onto the world map to set up an outpost for us out in the world map that will bring us something into our colony, whether it be more survivors or possibly science points. There's a couple of different types of outposts we can build. And as we get into that, I will explore that. I'm going to cite this for now, but I don't think I'm going to build it just yet because I want to put it sort of over here. I'll just put a pause on it for right now because I do want to build it fairly soon. But right now I don't have the specialist to spare. Now I've put 2 of them to go to the world map. You'll notice that now he's grayed out. Yeah, he's heading out to the world map. So there he goes. Okay, there's the 2 of them here. Now obviously this has changed significantly as well. First thing I want to call to your attention is this area that shows the sector info. This is where our colony is. We could only build 1 outpost in each of these sectors. This one is controlled by our colony. So we cannot build any other outposts in this particular region. But you'll notice that we have some science points here, and we have some plastics, and we have some prime meat. Prime meat, unlike regular meat, has extra nutrients in it. So when our colonists eat this, it fulfills all of their daily minimum requirements. So it's as if they're eating like a good grain meal in addition to the meat itself. So that's actually a great thing to have. I'm going to bring my scientist over here because he can collect that very quickly. And we're going to bring our fighter, the Baron, here. And we're going to go after that prime meat there. And now I've got both of them. He's scavenging and he's researching those science points. So we're going to go back to our colony view, and I want this built next. So we will get someone to come over here and start bringing our planks over for us, because I want at least one person to be in there as quickly as I can so as to start expanding my colony area, so I can actually get out to those water resources. Okay, we've got 2 more tents to go, which we're waiting on the plastics, it looks like. And there's our scouting tower. Now this is just the first level, so we can't upgrade that. But we did get our first group of science points. So let's introduce the tech tree. The first thing I always like to research is the nurses and then immediately the medical training. What I can do now, again, because of the improvements, I can actually queue the research so that they will start with researching our nurses, and as soon as that is finished, if we have the points available to us, they'll immediately go into researching medical training. So that way you don't have to spend quite so much time micromanaging your tech tree research, which is a really nice thing. And oh, they went and put a bunch of my metal over there. I wondered where it all went. Okay. I am going to need, I think, to build the tailor next. Now, let me pause. I need to review. I think I can fit. The tailor can definitely go in there. I don't know if I want to put my tool shop in there. That's getting things awfully close to that pollution. I think I can get it in the yellow areas. So let's put our tailor there. But I'm going to pause this just yet. I want the warehouse done first. And our first quest, which is Burning Skies. Oh. Plane crash. Yeah, let's track that down. Might be some interesting salvage. How we doing? Looks like we're just waiting on the plastic for those. And then we will have everyone again into shelter. Now they've already researched. No, they're still doing nurses. We have to get nurses done. Oh. Now, we have some sort of critters. It looks like bugs coming in. So I've got to bring, they're coming in right in here. So let's bring our specialists over in here. Where are they? There they are. And they're attacking my water well. And one of them's attacking my recycler. There we go. So let's get repairs ordered for everything. I'm going to need to put another scouting. I can't really do it just, well, I can. Let's see. I'd like to get it upgraded to the guard post, which I can't do just yet. And it looks like it's time for me to interact with my specialists out here. You got that done. Excellent. So let's see what's down here. Oh, there's some tools. Those are durable tools, too. Let's run down, get those, collect now, and some, what is that? It's jerky. And how are you doing? You need one more day. And over there's that plane crash. Okay. Everybody's busy out there again. And it looks like we finally picked up those berries. Almost done with medical training. There we go. This, however, is where I'm going to stop this playthrough. I know I'm very early on in the game, but I think that if you want to see me continuing to play this, you'll have to follow me over on Twitch, where I won't have to do quite so much edit work, because after all, it just streams as I'm playing. As to when I will be playing, those go out through both my Twitter and my, what's the other one? The one that's connected to Facebook. Well, anyway, you'll find the details of that all in the descriptions. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye for now.